Hi everyone and welcome. We're going to get started in just a minute. All right. Thanks everyone for joining our webinar today. The time has come again for another NetSuite half-yearly release, and this means you're going to see upgrades to its modules, enhancements for performance, and critical fixes for stability. If you're new here, my name is Tina, and I'm the marketing manager for 79 Consulting. Our team has reviewed NetSuite's release notes for 2024.2, and they've shortlisted some noteworthy highlights to share with you today. If you'd like to take a deeper dive into specific topics, you can find the release notes on Suite Answers, or you can reach out to us for assistance. A quick note to our audience, please do post any questions that may come up during our session in the chat box, and we'll address them as we go. Before we start, a quick introduction to our company. We were founded in 2007 and we've been providing support, managed services, and integration services for NetSuite clients worldwide. We offer a number of Suite apps through our partner Twarna to extend NetSuite's platform functionalities, and you can find them on suiteapp.com using the search term Twarna. Like I said, we do these webinars every month, and should you like to catch up with them, head on over to our partner website, twarna.com, Tvarana, and go on over to the webinars archive page, and you can find all of our older sessions there. And like I said, these are the Suite apps that we offer along through partner Twarna. Now on to panel introductions. First up, we have Navina, who's our project manager. She has 10 years of experience working with NetSuite, and she is responsible for client communication, requirement gathering, and project implementation using native NetSuite features or customizations. Next up is Eric, who is our senior NetSuite architect, and he has extensive experience in manufacturing and inventory distribution environments. His direct industry experience helps him address customers' unique requirements. Uday is our scripting practice lead with over 20 years of IT experience, and he is responsible for providing technical services to customers, including designing and building solutions, enhancements, customizations, and ad hoc requests. Swati has 7 years of experience with NetSuite. She's our lead e-commerce consultant, and she has experience in requirement gathering, working on end-to-end customizations. We have Shravanti, who is our product development manager. She has over 15 years of experience in program management, technical leadership, solution architecture, and development. She works with the team on product discovery, planning and development, product demos, implementations, and post-implementation support. All right, folks. Now we have a lot of ground to cover and a whole lot of exciting updates. So without further ado, let us begin our webinar by discussing the purpose of NetSuite releases. And Uday is going to take this over. Uday, why does NetSuite come out with these releases, and how can our audience prepare for them?
Sure, Tina. So NetSuite rolls out major updates to its platform twice a year, and these updates are called releases, and they affect NetSuite's entire customer base. NetSuite uses these releases to introduce new features and enhancements, and also to deprecate legacy features. So all of this means that aspects of your NetSuite account could change significantly with every new release. and you must be prepared for the changes before they are released. So let's quickly talk about NetSuite's upgrade schedule. NetSuite upgrades its customer base in several batches, and so an upgrade window can last for over a month. And you can find out your account's planned upgrade date from the new release portlet on the home screen after logging into NetSuite. If you don't see the new release portlet on your homepage, you can add it by clicking on the personalized dropdown and selecting the new release option. Also, for those wondering if one can opt out of a release, this is possible only if you are on a dedicated NetSuite server, which is usually the case for very large enterprise customers. You should also know that NetSuite provides a release preview account, which is a copy of your production account on the soon to be released version. This is a free account that customers can use to test their business flows and customizations before the next release. In order to access a release preview account, you would first need to opt in. And if you are an administrator, request for a release preview account by navigating to Setup, Company, and Release Preview on your production account. And by clicking the Request Release Preview button, after you navigate to the navigation, you can request the release preview account. The opt-in window for 2024.2 is currently open, and you can do this now. Okay. Let's quickly talk about preparing for a new release. So once you know your upgrade date and the availability of the release preview account, it is important to be informed on what new features are planned in the upcoming new release and which ones could affect you. So a good place to start is NetSuite Sneak Peek, which is a page that lists the highlights of the new release broken down by industry and vertical. If there are features you would like to learn more about, you can read through NetSuite's full release notes, which are made available well ahead of a new release. The next thing to do is to prepare a testing plan, and the aim should be to have your NetSuite users test your key business flows and ensure that they're working as expected. We recommend that you test the following areas as a starting point, right? So make sure all the business workflows are tested. Verify the custom reports, queries, and forms that have been built for your account. Test all your suite scripts, any customizations, any suite scripts that have been built for your account. Please verify all of them. Verify any SOAP web service integrations, any integrations that you've built with external applications, other systems. Make sure they're all still working as expected. Also test all your installed suite apps. Any apps that you've purchased, you've downloaded, you've installed and using in your account, please verify they're all still working as expected on the new release preview account. Also, your Suite Commerce site should be thoroughly reviewed, and any external integrations should be reviewed for impacted data flows. Okay. So 79 Consulting provides all of these services, and you can reach out to us in case you need help with any of them. We will also email a link to NetSuite's testing plan after this webinar. We can also provide, in fact, we also provide both manual and automated QA services and specialize in NetSuite's release preview testing. In addition, if you're subscribed to any of our apps, we have validated them and they're ready to be used with the 2024.2 release. So please reach out to us if you want us to upgrade them for you.
All right, thank you, Uday. Now on to Navina, who's going to take us through all the updates to NetSuite's platform. Navina?
Sure, Tina. Thank you. Hello, everyone. I would like to share today that NetSuite has rolled out new features in several areas this time, like accounting, revenue recognition, order management, inventory, and the manufacturing. And I would like to talk about some of these. And let's start with order management. So in 2024.2, NetSuite has introduced enhancements in order management for a few suite apps, which are fulfillable items with suite billing now available, new Ship Central capabilities and electronic bank payments enhancements. So let's start by discussing fulfilling items with Suite Billing now available Suite app. So this Suite app version 1.0.0 makes easier to manage items that need to be delivered along with subscription services in NetSuite. So this is particularly useful for companies that provide products like modems with their internet services. So let's discuss the exciting features which are released in this version, and we'll explore what can be accomplished using this Suite app. So now users can directly link fulfillable items to their associated service or subscription. Also, users can use a sales order with a service or subscription item that is linked to a fulfillable item entered by default. Also, we can split subscription line items into multiple lines in a sales order to handle partial fulfillments, activations, and returns as well. Also, we can send an email reminder for subscriptions that are pending activation. You can send the email reminders in bulk or upon fulfillment of subscription items. So these features can greatly enhance our fulfillment process in the NetSuite. All right, let's now explore the advanced features of new Ship Central capabilities in the order management. The latest Ship Central capabilities include two distinct features, one for packing and the other for shipping. Let's start discussing about Ship Central packing. Previously, we could search for orders to pack using the order number or pick cartons, but now we can search by wave transactions to pack all waves associated within an order or all orders associated with a wave. Pick cartons and wave transactions are available in the warehouse management. After packing orders on the app, now we can mark the associated fulfillments as shipped. If we enable the show mark as shipped option rule, the mark as shipped button will appear on the summary pages on the packing flows. The reopen cartons that ship as is rule allows you to open packed cartons for individual shipping and add more items before shipping them out. Moving on to the new capabilities for Ship Central shipping include few features. Let's start with shipping with the best rate. So users can now enable the get best shipping rate preference for shipments processed on the app. The best rate might come from a different carrier and shipping method than the one on the order. Carriers now offer extra shipping options for local and international shipments on the app. These include additional handling, hazardous materials via USPS, deliver duty paid, and collect shipment payment details. Now on the Ship Central preferences page, we can enter a contact person and a number also, contact number also for USPS shipments of dangerous goods and hazardous materials. This app automatically submits these details based on the shipping method. And we can also view the shipping cost, which may include extra carrier charges. Also in NetSuite 2024.2 release, we have few enhancements for the electronic bank payments, which are electronic payments preferences to override vendor payments approval. So now we can override vendor payment approval settings on the accounting preferences page by using the new override vendor payment approval routing checkbox found on the electronic payments preferences page. So if you want to enable this option, you can navigate to payments, setup, electronic payments preferences, and select the override vendor payment approval routing checkbox. This navigation is mostly same for all the roles. And the next is support tax calculations for discount term transactions. Now on the accounting preferences page on NetSuite, we can use the include tax for term discounts checkbox to include or exclude tax amounts when applying discounts to the total amount. This feature is available only for accounts with the Suite tax feature disabled. If you want to enable this option, you can navigate to setup, accounting, and accounting preferences and check the include tax for term discounts box as we are showing on the image on the slides. And the last enhancement on the electronic bank payments is send reminder emails for batches in pending approval status. In this release, we can send reminder emails to approvers by using the new send reminder button on the bill payment batch and also on the global bill payment batch pages for batches only with the pending approval status. This button is available when approval routing is enabled and the total amount exceeds the payment approval threshold. Okay, moving on to the accounting. NetSuite 2024.2 includes few enhancements as well to the accounting. Let's discuss each one in detail and start with ARM, Advanced Revenue Recognition in the configuration mode. So NetSuite 2024.2 introduces a new feature called ARM in configuration mode, and it allows users to set up ARM essentials and ARM revenue allocation without impacting their current revenue recognition process. While this mode is enabled, ARM cannot be used to recognize revenue. This ensures that ARM setup is fully complete before integrating into the order to revenue workflows. With configuration mode enabled, the revenue recognition process will continue as it was prior to enabling advanced revenue management essentials. When you enable ARM essentials feature, configuration mode is automatically activated. To enable this feature, navigate to setup, company, setup tasks, and enable features. And this navigation if you are using the administrator role. And on the accounting subtab in the enable features, within the revenue accounting section, we can check the box for advanced revenue management essentials. And once the configuration is complete, we can disable the ARM in configuration mode feature. After disabling this feature, all new transactions will be processed using ARM essentials. For the existing users who have already enabled ARM essentials, configuration mode is automatically disabled and cannot be re-enabled. This ensures that there is no impact on the functionality for the existing users. That concludes the ARM configuration mode, and now let's delve into ARM prepay and drawdown integrations. The ARM Essentials feature now works in conjunction with the new prepay and with drawdown feature. This integration allows for users accurate revenue recognition for both prepayment and usage components as well. The prepay with drawdown feature enables customers to make an advance payment for the services outlined in their contract. To enable the prepay with drawdown feature, we have to navigate to setup, company, setup tasks, and enable features again. I am telling the navigation from the administrator role. So once you click on the enable features, navigate to the transaction subtab. Within the billing section, check the box for prepay with drawdown. This feature can only be enabled if the advanced subscription billing feature is also enabled and the create revenue elements for subscription revisions accounting preference is disabled. Okay, let's proceed with the next topic in the accounting, which is approval information. Suite Approvals version 7.2.9 allows users to correct transaction records to ensure updates to specific fields. This is particularly useful for fixing failed updates to the approval status and next approval fields. The latest version of Suite Approvals introduces a few improvements. One is record update failed banner. This banner appears on a transaction record if the approval information update fails. The message varies depending on the users. For final approvers, it includes instructions on how to fix the document. For non-final approvers, it informs that an email has been sent to the final approver to fix the document. Also, transaction failed, but to update the email notification. When a transaction fails to update, an email notification is sent once to the final approval. And update approval information button. This button appears on the record when the final approver opens an affected transaction. Clicking it updates the approval status and the next approval fields. Let's move on to the final part in the accounting section, which is transaction line distribution enhancements. So this transaction line distribution suite app version 1.1.2 includes few updates. The first one is issue fix on printing transactions. The error that prevented transactions from being printed has been resolved now. In view mode, you can now click print from the actions list and print your transactions successfully. And the next enhancement is issue fix on the governance limit usage. Previously, adding or editing transactions with more than 1,000 lines caused usage limit error. This issue has been fixed in version 1.1.2. And the last enhancement in this is classification section fields update. So now in this version, few fields in the classification section are now optional, which are department, class, and location. So Tina, that concludes my discussion on the financial aspects.
Thank you so much, Navina. And we're going to move on over to the inventory section of our webinar. But before that, I want to put in a quick poll for our audience. If you could just take a couple of seconds to respond, that would be great. And then we're going to move on. Okay, thank you. And now on over to Eric, who's going to handle the inventory and warehouse management updates. Hey, Eric.
Thanks, Tina. Now let's shift our focus to inventory, warehouse management, and the updates for the new release. So we're going to start with inventory enhancements. In the 2024.2, it includes a handful of different features for us. So we're going to review item line inventory detail quantity mismatch tasks, warehouse management enhancements, quality management enhancements, and SEM mobile enhancements. So first on the list, the ability to review item line inventory detail quantity mismatch task. In 2024.2, NetSuite's introducing the review item line inventory detail quantity mismatch task in the period close checklist. This task shows a list of inventory transactions with quantity mismatches between item lines and their inventory details. You can optionally review and resolve these mismatches. Before proceeding to the next task, review negative inventory, you must complete this task within the current accounting period. Okay. Next, we're going to talk about warehouse management, the enhancements. In 2024.2, the version is going to showcase more enhancements for warehouse management for those using that feature in your inventory control. So we're going to discuss them a bit deeper to understand how it effectively helps your organization. First up, we have a cycle count updates. The new generate from plan mobile process lets you create inventory counts from a cycle count plan within the application, allowing counts for up to 10 items per plan. To improve cycle counting, you can enable the start and complete counts on app rule. After generating and releasing inventory counts, you can start them to make them available to counters. Once the counters process and complete the counts, the app automatically submits them for approval. As you remember previously, you were only able to generate and release plans within the NetSuite user interface, not through the mobile device. We can now, the second piece is scheduling bin replenishment. You can create and manage bin replenishment schedules directly in the NetSuite UI. When setting up a schedule, you can define the frequency, start time, and end time. Notifications can be enabled to inform you of successful or failed runs. Tasks generated from these schedules are then available for processing in the app. Next, lot auto numbering for work order assemblies. The auto generated lot numbers rule now allows you to generate lot numbers within the build assembly mobile process for work orders. By enabling auto numbering for a lot item, you can generate lot numbers during the assembly build process directly within the app. Previously, this was only available through the NetSuite UI. Barcode scanning for bulk serial numbers. The scan barcodes with both serial numbers rule allows you to scan an item barcode that includes up to 50 serial numbers. When receiving a purchase order, you can scan the serialized item barcode without needing to enter or scan each serial number individually. You can then review the serial numbers of the received item on the associated item receipt. Changing bins during order picking. For all sales or transfer order picking, you can pick partial quantities of an item from multiple bins. Enter the quantity to pick from the first bin, then select Other Bin to choose another bin to pick from. All right, we've tackled warehouse management features, and it's time to dive into the quality management section. So in 2024.2, NetSuite is including the following quality management enhancements. First up, inspection generation including a parent transaction. The NetSuite Quality Management Suite app enhances control over generating inspection queues by including the parent transaction alongside inventory transactions. This improvement allows you to set individual inspection criteria based on a combination of both parent and inventory transactions. The enhanced inspection capabilities coming along in 2024.2 introduces several new inspection features. This includes email notification control. Email notifications are generated according to your configuration settings, reducing unnecessary emails when they are not needed. The quality subtab enhancements. Quality subtab now shows a list of quality inspection transactions and their statuses, including work orders, work order completion, assembly build, item receipts, item fulfillments, purchase orders, sales orders, vendor return authorizations, and transfer orders. We also get decimal quantity for inspection queues. You can now enter transaction quantities in decimal format when generating an inspection queue on the ad hoc queue creation page. The updated user interface elements include quality subtab on the item page. A new quality subtab has been added to the item record, consolidating all quality records in one place for easier access. A more seamless navigation, you can now switch between the NetSuite transaction page and the inspection queue record more easily using the quality management tablet. We also have improved menu navigation. The quality management menu has been refined to enhance navigation and make it easier for users to find what they need. That's it for quality management. Let's move on to discussing the enhancements for SCM Mobile. Right. In 2024.2, the SCM Mobile version provides a list of enhancements as well, starting with highlighting table rows with colors. In SCM Mobile, you have 6 standard colors available to highlight rows and data tables. You can select up to 3 colors for a single data table when setting these colors. You can choose which column they should apply to. You can assigning printer groups. So you can set up printer groups and assign them to one or more printers connected through your print node client. These groups can be organized for specific printers used in different areas, zones, or teams within a location. In addition to attaching images and files to standard transactions and records, you can do the same with custom records now. When setting up image capture or file upload for a mobile process, you can select the supported custom records. We pretty much covered all the cool stuff in this version. I think it's time to wrap up with the manufacturing side.
Let's do it, Eric.
All right, so let's go ahead and dive into the section on manufacturing. In 2024.2, we have a few manufacturing features that are updated. One is the manufacturing enhancements in the UI, and the other is manufacturing mobile enhancements. In NetSuite Manufacturing 2024.2, accounts with the advanced bill of material feature enabled will see updates to BOM revisions for work orders, as well as assembly build and unbilled processes. Bill of materials revisions defaulting on work orders. When you define a forward scheduling method, the BOM revision is set based on the work order production start date, which is determined by the following. If no subsidiary is defined, the production start date uses the company time zone. If no location or location time zone is defined, the production start date uses the subsidiary time zone. If the location and location time zone are defined, the production start date uses the location time zone. So the default BOM revision dates on assembly build and unbuild. When the production start date of a work order falls within the effective date range of the bill of materials revision, the BOM revision is automatically designated as the default for the work order. So to correct work order operation start and end dates, before 2024.2, the manufacturing operation start time was set to the work order production start date. The working hour start time was determined by the work calendar assigned to the first operations manufacturing work center. The operation end date and time were based on the setup time, run time, and start time of the operation, with each subsequent operation beginning immediately after the previous one. With the release of 2024.2, the setting for operation start and end times now depends on whether the operations are completed on working or non-working days. Actual production start date, completion transactions. Before 2024.2, the actual production start date field in WIP work orders was automatically populated when issue components or completions with backflush transactions occurred. With the release of NetSuite Manufacturing 2024.2, the actual production start date is now automatically populated based solely on the completion transaction. The correction of work order operation remaining hours calculated. Before the update, the calculation of the work order operation remaining hours field was inaccurate. It used planned operation times for the manufacturing routing, multiplied by the work order quantity, and subtracted the reported completion times. In the 2024.2 release, the calculation of work order operation remaining hours has been updated to the following. Calculating remaining time before first completion is setup time is included in the remaining time only before the first completion. The system multiplies the remaining quantity by the runtime amount and then adds the setup time. Second is calculating remaining time after the first completion. So after first completion, setup time is excluded from the remaining time. The system multiplies the remaining quantity by the runtime amount. So let's now explore some of the new features in the mobile enhancements. In the manufacturing mobile enhancements, we get GS1 support. The 2024.2 manufacturing mobile suite app allows you to scan GS1 barcodes to automatically fill in the lot number or serial number, expiry date, and the quantity values during the production process. Additionally, you can use manufacturing mobile to scan GS1 barcodes to populate lot or serial numbers in the consumption flow. We have enhanced machine and labor start-stop capabilities. In 2024.2, we get simultaneous work order processing. You can now perform multiple work orders or multiple operations for the same work order simultaneously at a work center. Badge in with assigned ID. Employees can badge in using only their assigned badge ID. Repeated setup activity, you can perform the setup activity multiple times. We also get automatically generating new lot numbers. The 2024.2 release allows you to automatically generate new lot numbers by integrating with the Auto Generate Lot Number Suite app. After production, you have the option to either retain or discard the new lot number. With 2024.2 release, we can print labels after production. You can also define and customize label templates at the item level to meet your organization's specific needs. Scrap reason code description on 2024.2, it now allows through the Suite app to specify a reason when scrapping inventory items. It's a nice big change. So next, we're going to finish checking out what's in the manufacturing Suite app. Okay, we have a handful of things here. Cost variance analysis suite app is now available. The cost variance suite app provides insights into variances that occurred during the processing of work orders. These variances represent the differences between planned values and actual values recorded for quantity and cost in work orders. The suite app offers several key features. One is performance measurement. We can evaluate the performance of work orders and take action to prevent cost overruns. Variance review, being able to analyze cost variances by work order, cost type, and operation. The suite app includes a list of new subtabs on the cost variance analysis page. Those include components. Component shows planned material cost, actual material cost, and the cost and quantity variances for each work order component. This helps analyze and address cost overruns. We get conversion costs, display cost variances related to manufacturing operations. This subtab will provide details to understand cost overruns in any step of the manufacturing process for an item. Lastly, cost category is to break down costs and variances by types for each work order. That's it for me, Tina. I think we just wrapped up our areas here.
Thank you so much, Eric.
Just
Okay.
give me one.
Back to you, Uday, for highlights on the scripting side.
Sure. So let's quickly talk about Suite Analytics first. On the Suite Analytics side, we have there is an important upgrade. There is an upcoming removal of the NetSuite.com data source. So a process for Suite Analytics Connect to remove the NetSuite.com data source has already started. This will be replaced by a new data source called NetSuite2.com. So after 2025.1 upgrade, NetSuite.com data source will still be available, but it will no longer be supported. And after 2026.1 upgrade, NetSuite.com data source will no longer be available. Okay. And the next important update on the Suite Analytics side is the ability to export pivot tables to an Excel file. So you can now export most workbook pivot tables to an Excel file, and this export capability enables you to export the tables to a standard spreadsheet format with no modifications and open them in a spreadsheet application. Okay. The next is updates to the Suite Cloud SDK. So now re-authentication is required for the upcoming release of the Suite Cloud SDK tools. The upcoming Suite Cloud SDK tools release will include the OAuth 2.0 authorization protocol, and this new protocol will impact your credentials for these tools. So after the Suite Cloud SDK tools are upgraded to the next version, your current credentials file along with your locally saved credentials for any of the SDK tools will not be valid, and you'll be required to re-authenticate to use these tools again. Moving on to Suite script updates. The first one is changes to external Suitelet URLs. Suitelets that are available without login have updated external URLs as of May 2024. So the new URL is displayed in the external URL field on the script deployment record. Now all hard-coded URLs are impacted. So cases where the URL is resolved automatically using the url.resolve script and similar methods do not require any action. Okay. And the next one is there is a new NPGP module, and this module is now available, and the NPGP module loads generated PGP keys from a secret to securely send messages to one or multiple recipients. There is also a new RESTlet module, the NScript types RESTlet module. It enables you to define a custom HTTP response using the RESTlet.createResponse method. So this method lets you to specify the content type header for your RESTlet response to ensure that it is in a format that you intend it to be, and you can use this method in the return statement of your RESTlet script. Okay. And the final update of the suite script is we have so the removal of the ext.js library in 2025.1 version. So NetSuite has started the process to remove the unsupported ext.js library. And if your customizations rely on this library's API, despite its lack of support, you should prepare for this removal as soon as possible. If you want to continue using the ext.js library, you must replace it with your own external instance of the library. Otherwise, you need to adjust your code to work without the use of this library. And then we have the SweetTalk web services updates. So the SOAP web services version 2024.2 is not yet available, but it should be made available shortly. And when the SOAP web services version for 2024.2 becomes available, version 2017.2 will be retired. Thank you, Tina.
Thank you so much, Uday. And now we're going to go over to Swati for updates to e-commerce. Swati?
Yeah, thanks, Tina. Hi, everyone. So basically, we don't have much changes for this release. All we have is SSL security for promotional domains. NetSuite now supports SSL for promotional domains as well. This means that the promotional URLs can be secure, protecting your data and building trust with the customers. All you have to do is enabling the SSL, and you can go to the commerce tab and then hosting and then click domains. Select whatever the domain that you need to turn on your SSL. And once you edit that domain, you can see a section called for certifications. Then you need to select either it can be a manual certificate or automatic certificate. Automatic is just clicking the enable box, and once you have enabled it, automatically your domain will be having the SSL certificate enabled. But for the manual, you need to do a procedure like how you do for the normal manual certificates as well. You need to check with your certificate authoritator, and you need to upload the required documents that are needed. That's all that you can do for the enabling the SSL for promotional domains. That's it from my end, Tina.
All right, thank you, Swati, for the very quick update. And now we are going to head over to Shravanti for updates to our products. Shravanti?
Thank you, Tina. Hello, everyone. I'll get started with SkyDoc first. SkyDoc is a very popular product of ours. It is a remarkable document management solution built upon the robust NetSuite platform. It harnesses the capabilities of Amazon's AWS S3, ensuring a secure, scalable, and cost-effective approach to file storage. Thanks to Amazon's expanded storage prowess, the worry of running out of space becomes a thing of the past, as you're charged solely for the space you utilize. The interface of SkyDoc seamlessly merges with NetSuite, presenting all files associated with a specific NetSuite record within the conveniently accessible subtab right on the record itself. Furthermore, SkyDoc's user-friendly portal provides the opportunity for collaboration beyond the boundaries of NetSuite ecosystem. This enables external users to participate in activities like file approval or rejection or even secure document sharing. We have some bug fixes included in the upcoming release, along with some simple enhancements. Let's take a look at them. So the first one is about multiple subsidiaries in SkyDoc. We now support defaulting a single SkyDoc folder to multiple subsidiaries, streamlining file management across various branches of an organization. We've addressed a scrolling issue in the SkyDoc folders page and file upload pop-up that previously made it difficult to select the last folder on the list. SkyDoc portal's upload pop-up now correctly clears the previously selected category value during document uploads, ensuring accurate categorization. We have encountered and resolved issues with image aspect ratios in the files uploaded via QR code. Moving forward, we'll use the Save as Image option instead of PDF, as it is better suited for the storage needs. An issue with SkyDoc file mapping during lead to customer conversions has been fixed as well. We now include a record type filter to ensure files are mapped correctly according to the record type. The search field in the attached files pop-up now clears previous search text, improving usability and reducing confusion. Next one up is with the customer names. We've updated the script to use the customer's full name instead of their ID when creating entity-related SkyDoc folders, enhancing clarity and organization of the files. Next one up is the external email upload template now displays the company name instead of legal name, aligning with user expectations. We've resolved an account-specific issue that caused delays in uploading emails through the external email upload feature of SkyDoc. And a fix has been applied to the file version pop-up to handle cases with no previous versions more gracefully and disable the pop-up functionally for files that has the first version. The issue where SkyDoc file records were incorrectly saved with their internal IDs as file names has been fixed as well. Files will now be saved with their actual names for better usability. So that's about it on SkyDoc. Next app we have here is BEI, Bulk Email Invoices. This app is devised to streamline the dunning process. It is also built on the NetSuite platform. It is designed to make your invoicing and collections process a breeze. This application enables you to effortlessly generate bulk transactional emails, each containing multiple invoice attachments. With the option to employ personalized templates, you can customize these emails to your needs. Moreover, you retain the flexibility to initiate these emails manually or set them to be sent automatically at your chosen intervals. To refine the process further, the incorporation of custom filters enables you to selectively sort invoices based on attributes such as class, date, location, customer name, subsidiary, and more. In the upcoming release, we have added the following features. The first one being enhanced subsidiary invoice access. Users will only be able to send emails for invoices from the subsidiaries they have access to through BEI. Previously, users were able to view invoices across all subsidiaries, but this change will ensure that only relevant invoices are visible and actionable. The next one is about email author custom field. We're introducing a new custom field called BEI email author on subsidiary record. This field will specify the author of emails sent via BEI automation. Additionally, the email address for customers' sales representatives will be automatically included in the CC field for both automated and manual bulk email invoices, ensuring that all parties involved are kept informed. Now let's jump on to our third and last suite app, Inventory Count. This particular app is designed to simplify the process of cycle counting within the NetSuite environment. With its comprehensive range of functionalities, Inventory Count empowers users to seamlessly align warehouse quantities with the inventory data in NetSuite. It facilitates routine warehouse counts, enables inventory adjustments to be executed and recorded within NetSuite, all while streamlining and optimizing the associated time and effort. Moreover, this app provides seamless integration with barcode scanners, allowing for real-time inventory scanning. Incorporating an item into the Inventory Count Suite app is a straightforward process. Just initiate a scan of the item or input its serial number and proceed to select the appropriate location and PIN number and just follow the prompts you see on the screen. We've added a range of enhancements to this app in the upcoming release. Let's talk about them one after the other. First one up is the ability to select units of measure. On the item scanning page that you see on the screen here, The units of measure UOM field will default to the primary stock unit for simple and lot inventory items. You can see that in the drop-down list here. Users can now select different units of measure from a drop-down list for the scanned item. The selected UOM will be used to calculate the physical quantity in the inventory count record when creating records with the data that is scanned through this interface. The next one up is enhancements to our worksheets. This is the inventory count record that I was talking about that captures the units of measure. Let's look at the next one, Tina. An additional column for units of measure has been added to both bin and non-bin item worksheets. You can see it right here on the screen. So when downloading the CSV or Excel to input the scanned data, you will now be able to enter units of measure as well, and the same gets imported back into NetSuite. Let's look at the next one. This is how the units of measure gets imported back into NetSuite through the worksheets. Next one here is about date range filters. As you can see on the screen, we have added from date and to date on the uncounted items processing screen. This allows users to filter results with a specified date range. So it just makes the usability of this report much better. Let's talk about the next one. A new FAQs section is being added to the scanning page, addressing the most common user questions. And a how-to process documentation will also be provided to the users that will help them get through the inventory count app features easily. So as you can see on the screen here, this is a part of your NetSuite system now. You'll be able to set up FAQs, the questions and answers. Let's go to the next slide, Trina. Once you set that up, the same data or the questions and answers will appear on the inventory count portal or the screen as a separate tab under FAQ sections. Just makes it easier for your users to work through the app. Another one is a fix here. We have addressed an issue where negative physical quantities for simple inventory items imported via CSV were incorrectly creating successful inventory count records. So the issue with items scanned at locations with no initial NetSuite quantity, which previously showed empty values, is also resolved. So the first here is, if you have an item with a negative physical quantity, we are populating the appropriate error message here that says, physical quantity should not be negative under the processing error field. Let's look at the next one. So this is the case where an item is scanned at a different location. So now you can see that all the other details are reset to 0. It was not happening in our previous version, but this is now resolved in the latest version. We've also made some changes to the records and the tabs here, which makes it easier to understand the navigations. The last one up is we have added a few reports. Let's go to the next one. The first report is the rejected inventory count data. This report will list inventory count records rejected from the inventory count screen, and it also has details of who rejected the counts as well. So it presents all the data in one screen. It is not available in our current version, but it will be in the upcoming version. The next report is the cycle count plan status report. So as you may have seen in our previous webinars, we have now added cycle count plans as a part of our 23.2 release. Now this is an add-on to the same cycle count plan feature. This report will show active cycle count plans, their assignees, and the status of each plan all in one place. So this covers the updates we have on inventory count and all the suite apps. Tina.
Thank you so much, Shravanti. Folks, I hope you found that useful. If you have any questions, now is the time to post them in the chat box. We will be hanging around for a couple of minutes just to field some questions. And if you'd like to reach out to any of our team who is presenting today, here is their contact info. I hope you found this session informative, and I hope to see you in our next one. Thank you, and bye bye.